What a dramatic night it's been in Big Brother's house. Team Lepak Soft Life, that is the team that has Thelma, Isabel, Big Soso, Faith, Kaybobo, and the rest. They won the Lepak tax today, and it was a very close call because they actually won by 1%, yes, or by 1 point, beating Team Lepak Premium. That is the team that has Doris, Gigi, Kola, and it was a sad one. It was so bad that Doris had to go cry. Like, she cried a whole lot. She was pissed. And honestly, I can understand her because her team was leading. Like, Team Lopa Premium was leading, and they were supposed to win because they were topping by like 6 points. And then it got to the final round where all they had to do was to do a presentation. But they missed one vital point, which is team involvement. Yeah, it was just Doris saying what she was saying, and at the end of the day, I think they got 4 points. Yeah, it was a sad one. Once again, very big congratulations to Faith's team. So maybe Faith doesn't lose. Yes, guys. Now, because of that tax, like I told you guys, Doris was crying. Tega sat Faith down to have a conversation because in the first challenge, which is the puzzle challenge, apparently there was a mix-up between Zetas, that is Team Lopak Chop Life. There was a mix up with their puzzle pieces and that of the Soft Life team. And Fate did not call it out when he noticed it. And it was now after the game was done, when it was time for the scoring and everything. That's when he pointed it out, and Tega was like, that's not you playing fair, because had it been when they called your score that you guys called maybe higher point, 15 points, you wouldn't have called it out. And besides, it was not just Zeta that had mixed up her pieces. Even I think it was the other team, you never called that out. Faith actually listened to him, and he was like, I mean, that didn't mean I wasn't playing fair, I was under pressure. And Tega was like, whatever I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to take away the fact that you won. I'm just saying that you don't play fair when it comes to games, and you are basically burning bridges and you don't care about it. But for me, I just see a person that just wants to win. That is who Faith is. Like, he really, really wants to win everything, and he doesn't really care how he wins it. And again, it's Big Brother's house. It's a game, right? Most people did not come there to play fair. My own is, do not come out of the show and start saying that, a lot of housemates don't want to be your friend and all of that. We've seen from last season that how you treat your fellow housemates in the house will be a reflection of how it will be outside of the house. Yeah. Anyways, away from that, there were some interesting conversations that happened today in Big Brother's house. Let's start with Kola and Day Day. So Kola and Jason actually made a part and said that it's going to be a day-less week. But what we are seeing, it looks like it's going to be a day-full week, because Kola, for the first time ever since they set foot in that house, he actually was making Dede laugh. They actually had like a very soft, easy conversation where Kola even asked her, oh, what if I win the head of house, and I asked you to be my companion, would you come along, And she was like, yeah, but I'm not going to sleep inside, and Kola was like, why? And she was like, because I'm attached to my things, my pillows, everything. And Kola was like, don't worry, you can bring everything into the head of house room. I'm like, Kola, have shame small. Have shame small. You're a gone and a finished man. But still on still, I do not blame Kola at all. I feel like all of them are just playing this weird game. Both Kola, both Koyen, both Jason, and they might just end up being best of friends. But for now, let me not lie, that interaction inside that Danfo bus, it was cute. I actually did enjoy it. And Kola was so excited. Like, he kept rubbing his thighs. I'm like, At some point, he reached out his hand to hold her. I'm like, Kola, we see what you're doing. But all in all, that was cute. Another conversation I like to talk about is Victory and Thelma. Now, in the morning, there was a back and forth between Victory and Thelma, and Thelma had told him he doesn't have self-control, he's not disciplined and all that, and he said, you that is saying that somebody does not have self-control, but you don't drop one. Like, you all know that Thelma is a single mom. That is a very unintelligent thing to say. What is the correlation between you not being disciplined and someone else having a child, being a single mom? It doesn't actually make sense to me. And I feel like Victory is a very annoying person. He is a very uncouth person, and he just talks anyhow. Like he just talks anyhow and it's really irritating. Like I'm not even gonna lie, if he goes on Sunday, honestly, I'm not gonna miss it because when it comes to tax, he doesn't really pull his weight. When it comes to people interpersonal relationships, he's not even there. He's just telling people are you stupid up and down, like very annoying person. Now that being said, Thelma is also a person that I feel like can dish but cannot take what she dishes. Because earlier she was also making comments about Isabel, like in a conversation between her and Gigi. She said, you think when I came into the house, I said I came to have fun, and fun is not by making out, getting naked, having sex for 5 minutes, blah blah blah. That's not fun. You know that there's a statement she made about, oh, Isabel thinking that, oh, it's 5 minutes of sex that's going to make her stop being friends with Kanyikumi, that she and Kanyikumi are friends from the outside, even though she said that they were not friends. I mean, you guys remember when she was like, oh, it's somebody that knows them and all that, but she said, oh, that's not going to be stopping their friendship outside of the house. And I'm like, why do you people like if you want to talk about your fellow woman, you just resort to slut shaming? Why? And now you are in Big Brother's diary room crying that a man had called you loose for being a single mom. I don't support either of, those talks that they put out. I don't support any of them. But my point is, if you know how it hurts, why dish that out to another woman? That's why sometimes it's so hard to support this housemate 100% because somebody is saying nasty things about them, which you have to call out, and then they are just doing the same thing to another housemate. I'm like, what gives here? Anyways, talking about Isabel too, Doris and her I hear them say to me, came out to say, see, Doris smarter tired me. If I start talking about Doris in this video, it's going to be a long video, and I think this video is going to be a long one because I have a lot to say. Doris said, I was asking Kanyikumi about Isabel. And in that conversation, she said that she heard that Isabel is an adult actor. You get what I mean? That she does coin. And Kaikumi was like, no. And then she said, oh, that she does OnlyFans. And Kaikumi was like, no. And she said, oh, but she has a private Snapchat. And Kaikumi said, yes, she has that. And I'm like, what is your business? I mean, that was how the other day she said, that what's her name? Dede is a sugar baby. And now she's saying this. And for me, I don't even understand why she always has to be that vile, right? I mean, now she's making Sultana look like a saint in my eye. I mean, this babe went into the diary room and she bashed Sultana, bashed Jason, even bashed Kola. At some point, she was making it look like Jason and Kola were going to have a physical, fight because of Dede. And I'm like, girl, what is your problem? It was so... I don't understand how to describe Doris. Like, it's so crazy that from morning till this afternoon, I was so pissed off at her. And then tonight, watching her cry and go through the punishment that Big Brother had given them, because Big Brother asked herself, that is Doris, Isabel, and Sultana, for flouting Big Brother's rules and the offenses they committed in the house. Big Brother had asked them to basically separate rice and beans, give them like a quarter bucket of rice and beans for them to separate. So they are actually serving that punishment as at this moment. Now, while she was doing that, coupled with the pain of losing by just 1 point, she was crying. And I can't believe how I went from feeling so angry at her in the morning and in the afternoon to feeling bad for her, because I can understand how frustrating that is. But that doesn't take away the fact that the babe can really be vindictive, because Sultana was your friend, right? Jason was your friend. You are saying, oh, why did Jason, what Jason had told you, that you told Kola, why did Kola have to tell to Bright? And people that was trying to correct her, you don't have the right to tell Kola who he has to confide in. And she was still bent on having her own way and all of them. Like, girl, you are taking a piss right now. So Doris is that person that if she is your friend, you had better watch it. Watch what you tell her. Watch what you do in her presence, because she will use it against you the moment both of you have a fallout. And that is what we are seeing happen to Sultana now. Yeah.